Hi guys, welcome to the weekly astrology and pick a crystal reading this week for the week ahead for January 13th through to the 19th, 2020. Before I talk about the astrology, I just want to show you the crystals, and you can choose from each one. We'll see which one you prefer. So that one there, the first one is a white howlite. The second one is a piece of, it's a citrine point. Third one is a fluorite mini tower point. And the last one is a lovely little piece of green calcite. Okay, so or you can go by the number 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's up to you, or see if you're drawn to a crystal. Right, so just going to talk about the astrology. Okay, so this week the Saturn-Pluto conjunction does continue, and we have the Sun joining in with the Saturn-Pluto conjunction because we have the Sun at 22 degrees of Capricorn, Saturn and Pluto also on that same degree, same sign, of course. So really it's a triple conjunction on 22 degrees of Capricorn. If you're anyone out there that has 22 degrees of Capricorn, your life is in the midst of massive change, even if it's your rising or moon sign. If you have 22 degrees or around that degree of Libra, Cancer, or Aries, your life is also in the midst of big change. If you have anything around 22 degrees of another Earth sign like Taurus or Virgo, your life is also in the midst of big change, but in a more flowing manner, in a more sort of helpful way that sort of you can flow with the changes with a bit more of a sense of control about things. Whereas the others that are getting, like the Capricorns that are getting the direct conjunction, or those Librans, Cancerians, or Aries that are getting the harsh aspect there, that's going to be a little bit more challenging for you. This is a very heavy energy. I did talk about it last week and the week before in the build up to all of this. Very rare alignment, and it is quite a heavy energy. It's a bit of a you can feel more tired with this energy, I've noticed. I certainly have been feeling that way. And it's something where you do have to think through your actions in terms of where you're headed in your life, and it definitely should be something that is more authentic to you, your true self, in terms of where these placements are falling in your personal chart. Okay, so you do need to know that to see what area of life is being affected. Okay, so I mean, if you want a personal consultation with me, I can look at your astrology chart in depth. I've been reading for clients internationally now since 2012, or even before that, 2011, though I've been studying astrology for more than 20 years now, and studying charts and transits and looking at trends and things. So yeah, if you want the help of an astrologer, you can contact me through my online store. The link is below. And if you'd like a tarot reading or any other kind of spiritual guidance, psychic insight, or mediumship reading, you can also go to the link below. If you're local to the Sydney area, you can also see me in person in Sydney. I work also in person at a shop in Sydney, and you can contact me again. Obviously, you have to be in Sydney for that, online through whether my website or through Instagram. You do need to give me notice because I'm quite booked up, and I sometimes have people contacting me on the day saying, can you see me today? That's never going to be possible because I'm just too busy. I have to apologise. There is also some noise going on with some drilling or something. And I don't know if it's in my building. I think it is actually upstairs. So I apologise for that. Just as I started recording, that just happens to start. So very annoying. Anyway, let's get into the astrology for this week. So I mentioned the Saturn-Pluto conjunction with the Sun coming in. Big energy this week still. Lots of change for a lot of people. A lot of people are feeling also a lot of anxiety with this, because it feels like there's kind of a heaviness to life where it's like, okay, it feels like there's kind of serious decisions or life-changing endings and new beginnings, and that can feel quite daunting, and people are sort of tending to hold on to the familiar and the comfort zone. But and because there's a lot of fear with this conjunction, so Saturn and Pluto together tend to create a sense of fear, though Jupiter now being closely in the mix in Capricorn is helping to sort of light the way with a bit more positivity and a bit more help there, which is good. So Venus this week actually changes signs. So Venus moves out of Aquarius into Pisces, where Venus in Pisces is exalted, which means sorry about that noise upstairs, which means that in astrology, Venus in Pisces is in its best placement, because it can experience and express quite a sort of you know, pure energy of romance and a sensitivity, you know, to another, and in sharing and connection in love. So it can also, in a general sense, in the collective, with Venus going to Pisces, bring in a feeling of heightened romance and heightened magic sort of in the air, you know. So that can definitely be an energy that you'll feel this week. This is an energy that's great for Scorpios, Pisces and Cancerians. Also good for Taurians and Capricorns. Can be a little bit more difficult for Sagittarius, possibly Gemini, but you know, it is Venus, so it's not gonna, even if it squares your placement, say if you have you know, Venus early degree of Sagittarius or early degree of Gemini, you know, you might find it a little bit maybe awkward, or you know, some kind of delay with regards to love or finances, but you know, it might not be too serious because it is Venus. So Thursday, Venus does make a sextile to Uranus in Taurus, so there could be some energy on Thursday for some people. If you have anything around 2 degrees of Taurus or Pisces in particular, it could be a breakthrough for you in some kind of way. It's only very small, sort of, not small energy, kind of gentle energy, but you may still feel that or experience that in your relationship area or in your finances. Friday, interesting change with Mercury moving signs from Capricorn, which is kind of limited and tends to, Mercury in Capricorn tends to worry a lot and tends to want structure and control and have things really planned and goals and all that sort of thing, whereas it's moving into Aquarius, which is considered more of an exalted position, more of a potent position for Mercury to be in, which means you can open your mind a lot more this week. From Friday you can feel less restriction mentally, and even in regards to connection with friends or short trips, and you know, you could meet new people from Friday. You could find that your energy mentally starts to get freed up and you feel a bit more mentally open, a bit more creative, less worry and less mental restriction. So I really like those 2 changes this week, with 2 placements moving in their exalted signs, which is a good balance because we've got quite a few things in their fall sign, like Jupiter in Capricorn's in fall and Uranus in Taurus is in fall. So it's nice to have a couple of planets moving to their very positive expressions. That's really great. All right, so let's have a look at the cards for this week. So the first one is Howlite. So if you chose Howlite, you have Nourishment and the 8 of Pentacles. Interesting. This is a very nice energy here. What I'm feeling with this is new abundance coming through your work situations, or through a new job perhaps, or through more money coming in. But there's definitely, I mean, look at this woman here. She's got the harvest here, and there's definitely a lot of abundance and a sense of gratitude for all that's flowing her way. So if you've been feeling that you've been struggling financially, or with a situation that has been minimal or restricted in some way, if you chose the first one, this shows you that this week things are going to start to flow a lot better for you. There could be an opportunity with your work situation, some progress with money, more money coming in, a sense of abundance, a sense of gratitude for everything that you have. So that's very much about abundance, very strongly. Both of these cards sort of support each other with the same message, which is always powerful when you see that. So you know, if you've been struggling financially, it could be a good time for you to write a gratitude list, or think about what you're grateful for, even if you just, you know, spend time thinking about that and feeling that good feeling. But I just feel like this is a good sign, if you've been concerned about work or money, that things are definitely going to, they're on the up and up. They are definitely going to be improving for you. This is for if you chose Citrine. So Citrine, 2 of Pentacles and Patience. Okay, so what I feel with this is, if you chose this, there's a situation here that talks about having to exercise a lot of balance, and in exercising that balance you may not be able to get to where you want to go as quickly or as swiftly as you're hoping to, hence why you have the Patience card next to that. So this card, Patience, does have the energy of slow movement, and just like nature, which is depicted in the card, you know, with nature things generally don't move super fast. Nature is very gentle and slow, and the way plants grow, trees grow, and all that sort of thing. Just reminding you to have patience, like Mother Nature, I guess, you know. And this situation is about balance and working out two different situations or working with two different energies. It could also be for some people about finances, again, because it is Pentacles here, though it doesn't have to be. It could be even a relationship situation. It could be any kind of situation where you feel like you've been having to exercise patience and take a sort of easy, sort of step-by-step approach is what I'm feeling with this. So that's your message for this week, is in whatever area of your life you're trying to get ahead or move forward with something, you really just need to take it one step at a time and have patience with the process, because there is something unfolding here, but it's really happening in its own timing rather than your timing that you're hoping for. So you might have had some impatience or struggles with that. So this is the Fluorite Tower, which is number 3. Okay. You guys have 6 of Pentacles and Faith. Okay. I have a lot of Pentacles this week, which is interesting. So far, every tarot card has been Pentacles. Oh, and by the way, the deck that I'm using is, well, the 2 decks are the Queen of the Moon Oracle, which is this one, and the Cosmic Tarot. So the 6 of Pentacles is about, it can be about money, and it can be about having enough. There's a lot of themes about that this week, but if it's about a relationship, which I feel for some people it could be, it also connects with that message, but it's also about sharing an energy exchange with somebody. And again, I am getting similar to the last message. Patience is needed with this. Faith is needed with this. And sort of an attitude of seeing things develop slowly and gradually is where it's at, rather than anything happening really quickly here. I feel a very slow and steady and peaceful energy actually with these 2 cards together. So there's also, I heard something's in development. So I just heard something's in development. So whatever that's about for you, you're in a process here, okay? And sorry about the noise upstairs. It's such a bad, terrible noise, that drilling sound. I also am getting a very strong energy about spending time in nature. So I don't know if you've already been doing this, if you've chosen this one, or if that's something that would be helpful to for you. But I feel like there's a sense of going for a walk somewhere that's out in nature that's really beautiful. Look, something with the birds here is getting my attention. So you may notice unusual birds, or you may notice animal signs or bird messages. But it's definitely something like foresty energy, or hiking or something along those lines, going for a walk outside somewhere in nature, which would be very grounding for you. This Faith card is a number 4, as you can see it at the top there. It's 31, which reduces to 4 in numerology, which is about being grounded and having structure. And again, very similar to the last message, is about patience here. Seems like a lot of us have to be patient at the moment. So this is the green calcite. Let's see what this message is. Oh, very different. Wow, this is very different to the other messages. So for the number 4, or green calcite, I have the 4 for you guys, and I have extremes. The moon there. I don't know if you can see that. It says hot moon. So there's a very passionate energy with this, and there's a fool. The fool represents new beginnings, and the fool is a card about being your authentic self, being your true self, and letting yourself express that true self, not in a foolish way, in a way that's just honest and true to you. So you don't have to do something or feel like you have to be something that is not authentic to you, that feels like you're living a lie in some way. The extremes card is about making sure that as you make a change in your life, you're being balanced about it, that you're not just completely coming from a lower aspect of your nature, that you're integrating your desires with your heart, with your mind, and it's trying to get everything to work as one. The 0 point, which is a 0 here, the number 0 in the tarot, is kind of an energy of focus too, and a new beginning, but there's a focus to it, there's a knowing to it that this is a spiritual path that you're on, that it's not about money or material things necessarily, but it's about authenticity. So even if it is about you changing jobs, it's not going to be about the money, it's about you feeling more honest in who you are, not sort of feeling like you're going to a place where you're just having to sort of suppress your whole personality just to get by. And we've all had to do that at times, and you know, it's, I mean, I'm grateful I don't have to do that at this time in my life, but I've definitely been there, and it's difficult, but you know, it takes a lot of effort and focus to get sort of out of that zone into a more authentic state of being. And you know, I feel like for most people this is more a message about your personality rather than an actual necessarily a situation, though for some it could be a situation like a relationship or a job. But I feel like it's about you becoming more aligned to your true self and expressing that in the world, and you know, not sort of tailoring your personality to what other people expect or what other people want of you, which is why I feel the extremes card is here. It's like, you know, perhaps going to extremes is sometimes you're really expressing your true self, and other times you're repressing that and hiding that in front of other people, or something along those lines. But there is a need for a new beginning. The Fool card says that very clearly, and it's time to honor that is what I'm getting with that. So whatever that means for you, I mean, these are very general readings. So there is a new beginning. It's about following your true inner guidance, what you know and what you feel for yourself to be true. Okay? Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic week everyone, and talk to you next week. Bye.